A very good afternoon and welcome to Africa and Beyond the Television Network. And we are looking at what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. President Advocate Nelson Chamisa's allies have responded to Douglas Togarasei Mwonzora. And this is very important. Ostalos says you helped ZANU-PF dismantle the MDC. Now you preach unity while slandering President Chamisa and inviting him to work with you. Zimbabweans see through the hypocrisy. So this is what Ostalos said. And we need to take a look onto this statement. What does it mean for Douglas Mwonzora? A lot of people believe that what Douglas Mwonzora was saying is something which is very important for the unity of the opposition. That is the view of other people. But a lot of people disagree with such notion, disagree with that position right there. So what we need to understand is, when you see people like Ostalos responding, they mean what they say 100%. And Douglas Mwonzora's political trajectory is going down. You cannot unite with a dead horse and expect it to win the race. You can't do that. So what we can say is the invitation to Chamisa is backfired. And Mwonzora wanted the overtures of President Nelson Chamisa towards him to reinsert him into national relevance. Or he wanted to use the overtures towards President Nelson Chamisa and the possible unity to reinsert himself to become relevant again. And also to cast himself as a broker of unity, because everybody will say Mwonzora is a uniter, is united people, is a good leader, but it will fail. And what was going to happen is it was going to force President Nelson Chamisa into an awkward position. But the response from Ostalos is very important, because Mwonzora is now framed as an opportunist. He's not a strategist whatsoever. He's simply somebody who is looking for an opportunity to do his dirty politics. So what you need to note is this rejection was not even diplomatic. It was a humiliating response at this point in time. So when you are being called out like this, you are a chancer. And you lack respect. No one will respect you. It's not a matter that we are disagreeing. You lack our respect as the people. You lack respect of any sane Zimbabwe. Because the questions will be asked, why did you destroy the MDC in the first place? Why is it that you fought your comrades to such an extent? Why didn't you say, okay, guys, we know that Chamisa is popular, Chamisa has the masses, Chamisa has the people, which we do not have. Let him lead. Let us build a formidable opposition against ZANU-PF. The chances were high that if President Nelson Chamisa had built a government, people like Mwonzora would have become ministers. It was just like that. They would have become ministers. So they were senior members in the MDC. Why is it that they destroyed the opposition? It's because these people are chancers. These people, they do not want a better Zimbabwe. These people want a Zimbabwe which they continue to make money and everyone else is suffering. So what you need to understand is Mwonzora has lost leverage in each and every major camp. Critical people have left him. Mudzuri, Komichi, President Nelson Chamisa is refusing to work with him. The youths are working against Mwonzora. Everyone is against Mwonzora, just a few people. So you cannot go and help a chancer who is politically stranded. So what we see him as, this is a man who is compromised and irrelevant. This is a man who was extracted left, right, and center to the maximum by ZANU-PF, and they no longer care about him. That is the reason why they have neglected him and they have left him out. He's no longer benefiting. There is now a new bride, Chavangu, is now on board. So, when all these things are happening, then you feel it, and it becomes humiliating. So when you're looking at the electorate no longer see Mwonzora as an alternative. They don't see him as an alternative. And the people are so serious about that. Mwonzora is also failing with all the resources which they looted from the MDC. They are failing to even field candidates. They failed to field candidates in the 2023 elections. They are failing even now to take over the space and make a difference. Why? It's because the people of Zimbabwe know what they want. So what we can say is between 2020 and 2023, Mwonzora Pisa, Mwonzora Rema. Everywhere you go, it was about Mwonzora in ZANU-PF camps. But now he's paying the price of that relationship with ZANU-PF. So he cooperated with the state and that caused the MDC to fail. And what happened, he just got a short-term control of party assets and MPs and so forth. But after the elections, he was left with nothing. So that has permanently damaged and deleted his credibility. I don't think that at a certain point in time, Mwonzora will bounce back politically. I don't see such things happening. So when we are looking at it, the opposition legitimacy is guided by morality before you talk about how legal it is. Morally, Mwonzora lost everything. Legally, Mwonzora also lost everything. Sometimes you need to be a thinker, not someone who just think about himself. So the man humiliated himself. He was warned. He failed to listen to the warnings which he was given. So what we are looking at right here is Mwonzora is being gradually politically marginalized. People are walking away from him, and is nothing. So the more he starts to focus on his political future, you know, that is the only way out of this mess. You know, ndandiri ini Mwonzora ndaitokumbira kuti vachamisa ndavakudzosera ibato iri. We're going to combine and make my resolutions to takudzosera ibato iri nemassets ese atakaba. Izvozvo pamwe ndozvaigona kutoita kuti anzwirwe tsitsi nevanhu vemuZimbabwe. Not expecting to have a political chance. Aitombotaura kuti aenda kutombobuda mupolitics for the next 10 years. Ndotombosiyana nezvepolitics izvi. Kana anga adaro maybe vanhu vemuZimbabwe vaigona kumuregerera. So what Mwonzora is left with is to have a quiet absorption into ZANU-PF. That is the only thing. The question we have is, will ZANU-PF be graceful enough to post Mwonzora into a diplomatic mission? I doubt, because he's not a diplomat himself. So probably that is, if he was good at diplomacy, that was the only chance he could have gotten. But we now have the new bride on board and everything. All eyes are now looking on Chavangu. And the key focus right now is the 2030 agenda. So no one cares about what Mwonzora is thinking or what is going to do at this point in time. So what we can say is there is no door or room for reconciliation. I think this must be a permanent position. Everybody who betrayed the struggle, everybody who betrayed us, we must not open any room for dialogue with such people or even reconciliation. Let us build a people-based organization which is going to open doors to fresh ideas, fresh people, new faces on board, and then we lead it just like that. So we cannot reinforce the notion that of unity, which is based on criminality and dishonesty. We can't do that. So what we can say is Mwonzora's political future is done and dusted. The man will not resurrect at any point in time. Politically, he is dead and rotten. So we'll be watching to see what happens. But when you are looking at the statement itself, it seems as if it was a mockery more than anything else. So I think Ostalos is right, and we'll be watching to see what happens. And this is the response of President Chamisa's allies. Let us watch and see what happens politically. And anybody who plays with the ZANU-PF, very, very soon, tichaona wamwana wachichema.